I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but I have to say, whoever this guy is, Richard K. I mean, I like this article he just wrote. It's freaking hilarious. It's serious but hilarious. It's freaking hilarious. I mean, you can see him at his desk, you know, writing this in a flurry of like WTFs. And I just love the way he put everything. I'm not laughing because it's funny. It's not funny, but the way he put it is very English and very like you know how they are, right? You know the way they are, like in their movies and stuff. I mean, for all their faults, they're entertaining people. They're very entertaining. They're very, very entertaining. And the way they put everything is so funny. So I mean, let's deconstruct this article. So the guy begins, let's get one thing. He says, let's get one thing straight. Let's get one thing straight. Prince Andrew's arrival struck. This is the opening of this man's work. He's a brilliant writer. I mean, I love it. This is great. This is from a writer's perspective. I'm loving everything. Listen to how he opens. Let's get one thing straight. Colon. Prince Andrew's arrival, striding ahead at Tuesday's memorial service in Windsor for the former King Constantine of Greece, did not signify anything at all. For all his grinning self importance, had he been nominated to lead the royal family for the Thanksgiving, he would have arrived last, not first. I mean, my video on that only got about 30 views, but I mean, as soon as I saw that, I was struck by that without reading anything. Seeing Andrew at the front of the family in that way was striking to me, and I immediately made a video before I looked at anybody's video. It was my gut reaction that looked wrong. You know what I mean? Nobody listened to the video. Anyway, it was Queen Camilla, in the absence of the king, who observed that peculiar royal convention of taking her seat after everyone else at St. George's Chapel, just as we witnessed on countless occasions with the late Queen Elizabeth. Okay, so far, so good, right? Pretty solid. But as with so much surrounding the royals, perception is everything. I could not agree more, sir. I could not agree more, Mr. K. And Andrew's pivotal presence alongside his similarly beaming former. I love that from a writer's perspective. Alongside his similarly beaming former wife, Fergie. I mean, all of these are adjectives. You just have to love it. Yeah. Alongside his similarly beaming former wife, Fergie summed up a situation. This is a situation in caps, okay? Summed up a situation that, if not yet a crisis for the house, if not, I'm not laughing because of what he's saying. I'm laughing because of how he's putting it, to be clear, okay? So, summed up a situation that, if not yet a crisis for the House of Windsor, is getting perilously close to being one. This is very British. It's very British, and you can hear him say this, and it's freaking hilarious. Andrew, remember, is the only prince in modern times, in any times actually, to have been sacked. Oh, I love this as a writer. He's been stripped of his military roles and public functions and has one distinguishing honor. His HRH title has been put in a I mean, brilliant writing, sir. Brilliant. I love it. Yet there he was, confusingly center stage. Can you hear this man speak these words? Can you hear him speak these words? I would die laughing. I would die laughing. I'd have a conniption. To many, it was reminiscent of his self appointed role, staring his late brother down the aisle. I must. How you feel? You could just the visual of this. He's a visual writer. Okay, staring his late mother down the aisle at Westminster Abbey for Prince Philip's memorial service in 2022, a move that irritated the then Prince Charles and angered his son William. But that was not all. And it was not just about Andrew. You feel this? But that was not all. So now you want to know what else? What else? And it's not just about Andrew. I could not concur to a greater degree with this man. Everything this man says is on point. Oh my word. Oh my word, poor King Charles. But King Charles is done. He's finished. It's just a question of when does he call it? Does he go to the very end like his mother did? Or does he call it before? How tragic. Waited so long and then he gets 2 minutes on the throne. Okay, well. What does this picture say? I have no idea. She's staring off into space. He's looking at her. Is he concerned? Is he in love? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not grown up enough to analyze relationships. Okay. Bad news, as the proverb has it, comes in threes. Ah, do they? I've heard that before. Is that a proverb, though? I didn't know that. A king fighting cancer, a princess stricken with an unknown debilitating illness, and a vanished prince with no explanation for his absence have contributed to a febrile and dangerously unsettled atmosphere. Never saw this word before in my life. What does that mean, febrile? I don't know what that means. Okay, I have to look that up. Should we look that up now or after? We'll look that up after. Just why William was unable to attend the memorial service for his godfather, a man with whom he enjoyed a uniquely poignant bond, remains unknown. However, the most cursory of glances at the rampant speculation on social media ought to persuade even the most unyielding of royal aides that wherever there is a vacuum surrounding a public figure, it will be filled. I could not agree more, sir. I could not. I've been saying this, and I'm an amateur. I don't know anything about this kind of stuff. But it's clear for me that they need to stop this speculation immediately by producing Kate, right? And if they don't, it means that they can't. And if they can't, and no one is investigating why not, then all y'all have blood on your hands. Everybody, every one of you in the media, in the royal family, in Kate's family, and in the public who continues to focus their attention on attacking Meghan in Montecito, when right under their noses, something very untoward appears to be happening, right? All of you have blood on your hands with that. And Mr. K continues, and yesterday, adding to this swirl of uncertainty, came the news that Prince Harry had lost his courtroom challenge over his security arrangements when visiting Britain, cementing, if it was not already firmly fixed, his absolute exile from royal family life. Every day, says Mr. K, seems to bring more unwelcome tidings about the welfare of the royals to whom so many millions look for reassurance. Absolutely correct. This is correct. And these millions are called their subjects. And I have said, and I was one of the first ones to say, even though I have very few visitors, but now I hear other YouTubers with much bigger platforms repeating it, that they needed to at least assure their subjects by producing Catherine to say a little something or a selfie, something to assure the public. I was one of the first to say that going back a few days, right? Now, the tragic and unexpected death of Princess Michael of Kent's son in law, Tom Kingston, has only added to this somber and uneasy undercurrent. Well, I called it a black cloud hanging over this entire institution and everybody in it. 9 months on, says Mr. K, the post coronation glow that enveloped the country at the prospect of a new reign under King Charles III has dissipated. Absolutely true. And it can never be regained. It's over. Prince Charles is done. Look at him. Look at him. Even if he beats that cancer, whatever it is, at his age, it's a done deal. It's done. And gazing, I mean, and I say this with all due respect, I have nothing against the man. I mean, he's not my father. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't owe me good fathership. That's between him and his sons, right? As a king, I don't know much about him. He had 2 minutes on the throne, right? I mean, as a member of the institution, as the representative of it, I mean, I don't have a lot of respect for the institution for my own personal reasons, like historic reasons, among others, right? And I'm not a hypocrite. You know my position on this. I think everybody knows my position, but it's nothing against King Charles personally. It's nothing. I like him actually. I like him. Anyway, moving on with Mr. K, and gazing at the remnants of our first family, the remnants, the remains, the remains, what's left of our first family on display at Windsor this week, it was impossible to escape the conclusion that it has suddenly become a threadbare institution. This is the article. This is it right here. That the House of Windsor has suddenly become the British monarchy, because it doesn't have to be the House of Windsor, right? That the monarchy could be any house. It's the institution of the monarchy itself, right, that has suddenly become threadbare in like a second, right before our eyes. It's being taken away from them, totally, just, just, just snatched, right, in real time, in real time. Now, Mr. K continues. Princess Anne, of course, remains a tower of strength, but for all her resilience, she's 73 years old. Sprightly, but still an age when most women have left behind the kind of regular working hours she puts in. Very true. Very true. And frankly, even so, people don't even care, a lot of people, that she is making all these appearances. The other working royals who were visible on duty on Tuesday are even older. The Duke of Gloucester is 79. 79. I don't even know who he is. The increasingly frail Duke of Kent is 88. And his sister, the stylish Princess Alexandra, who was taken into St. George's in a wheelchair to attend, is 87. Mr. K continues. These, then, together with Prince Edward and Sophie, who were not present at the service, are the public faces of the royal family. Through no fault of their own, they are hardly an inspiring bunch. I mean, that's ouch, right? Ouch if you are in the bunch. Ouch, but true. True. This man must be a Sagittarius. Must be Sagittarius. Here surely was the evidence, continues Mr. K, that a slimmed down monarchy, King Charles's decades long dream, is not truly fit for purpose. Completely true. Completely true. As for Harry, those claims last week that he had offered to help out by picking up some royal duties while his father is being treated for cancer look increasingly hollow. Hollow with an O. I've always thought it was hollow with an A. Okay, it's hollow. The loss of his high court challenges to the Home Secretary over his downgraded security status almost certainly means he will not end his self imposed exile. His claim that he had been treated unfairly in the changes to his police protection was firmly rejected. Excuse me, under such circumstances, courtiers do not believe his vanity would allow him to return to the royal fold. Mr. K continues, aides insist this is not a crisis. Not quite. Or, as one long-standing courtier muttered with distant discomfort yesterday, not yet. Hmm. And if they're saying that, then you know that it's bad. Usually, in times such as these, officials will offer consoling words of reassurance. It was like that in the dark days of the Diana era and when other domestic matters suddenly erupted to become issues of public confidence. Yes, but you always had the queen. She was always a reassuring presence, like a grandmother or whatever, mother, grandmother in the middle of everything, holding it together. And that's why my video yesterday, the rudderless royals, they don't have an anchor like Queen Elizabeth anymore. King Charles does not have it. He does not have it. And William doesn't have it, right? So yeah, the monarchy is done, as far as I'm concerned. I don't see how they pull out of this. Anyway, continuing on with Mr. K. The fact that little was being said added to the sense of apprehension that all is not well within the royal house. Absolutely true. And he goes on and on. I'm not going to read all of this because this is going to be a much too long video. But I would say that, did I read it, all of it in the first place? It's a very long article. What is all the more extraordinary is that the task of keeping the show on the road should fall on the very woman who was once seen as a threat to the monarchy, but is now celebrated as its savior. That would be Camilla. Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. What can I say? Look, you guys, you know, I started out laughing and now I'm really somber, but like I said, I mean, I'm not laughing to laugh, I am laughing because of the way this guy writes. He's very British in his writing, that kind of dry humor. I don't know how to explain it, but there's a way that they are that can be very funny when they're not being mean. Um, oh my God, I can't believe how spectacularly this all imploded. It's like imploding in before our eyes. But when you have even the Princess of Kent, or the Duchess of Kent, or whatever the heck her title is, the woman from Kent who wore that racist brooch, even she has been touched, where her son-in-law just dropped, you know, dead. Not to be disrespectful to someone who has died. We're all going to die. But I'm just saying, I mean, he just suddenly just died. I mean, this is a judgment. They are being adjudicated, this family. That's my position, and I'm sticking to it.